Here for more reaction, former Senator Scott Brown and Executive Director of Heritage Action for America, Jessica Anderson. Thank you so much for joining us. Senator, I want to start with you because we just went through a long laundry list with the incoming chairman, but there are a lot of other things out there, like, say, maybe the border and the lack of border security. What else do you want to see the House getting after?
Well, first of all, there's so much to do in so little time. The wide range of Biden missteps and issues that the Congress soon-to-be chairman referenced are real and very important, and I commend him and his committee for tackling those things. But the one thing that was glaring, you already referenced, which is the border and what they're going to do about it, and it's absolutely not secure. But more importantly, what about the economy? What about inflation? What about energy? Let's get a change of direction. That's why the American people put the Republicans in charge. It wasn't because of a laptop. It was because they want a different direction on the economy, because it's hurting. It's been going in the wrong direction, and the American public expect the Republicans to do something about it. So I hope they don't get lost and get bogged down on some of these issues that they just referenced, which are important, but respectfully, the economy is a lot more important.
Oh, no doubt. Look, they've got to be able to legislate. They got to be able to try to rein in the spending, which is at record levels. Yep. And Jessica, I mean, one of the concerns is some of the bills they've passed, they now have John Podesta in charge of a fund of $350 billion. That's so-called clean energy. I mean, we got exasperated by Solyndra that was happening under, Barack Obama, President Obama. But they have $350 billion at their disposal to hand out to their goodies and favors and their preferred vendors out there to deal with green energy. You can't tell me that's not going to be fraught with waste, fraud, and abuse.
Well, you absolutely know it will be, Jason. And to the senator's point, I actually think we need to expect a lot more of this incoming House. They need to be able to do multiple things at once. They need to legislate, but they need to be intense when it comes to oversight. It's not just the salaciousness of Hunter Biden's laptop that needs to be exposed or the danger at the border that needs to be understood. It's this larger question of, can the American people actually trust that our elections are fair, that big tech is going to protect our First Amendment rights, that the border is secure? All of these things are at the heart of why oversight matters. And right now, none of us can trust that any of this is true. So they have a heavy task ahead. 6 days in time, we'll know if they're up to this. And I hope that they alone will be able to turn this around and actually show the American people why we want conservatives to be in power, because it's oversight, and then we need real accountability.
Senator, what can the Congress do in terms of foreign affairs? You also served as ambassador. You were a United States senator, ambassador in New Zealand. What can the Congress do to affect foreign affairs?
Well, they can stop giving money and aid to people in countries that want to hurt and kill us. They can stop buying oil from other countries that want to hurt and change our way of life and become energy independent like we were under President Trump. I mean, that's just for starters. We can secure the border, which a lot of foreigners are coming in. Some of them we have, well, a majority of them we have no idea who they are. That's number 1, 2, and 3. And then we can show some guts when it comes to dealing with some of the things. Now, Jessica, we may be on different sides, but some of the high-tech bills that they're pushing forward allow for basically backdoors and almost a green light and celebratory effect for the Chinese Communist Party, especially on the open apps bill that they're looking to push. I mean, these are things that when you deal with Chuck Schumer and Amy Klobuchar and give the FTC and the Commerce Department and all the other good government agencies, so-called, the power to regulate our high-tech industry, which is the number one performer. I mean, come on, we have to do better than that. I don't trust the government when it comes to these things. Look at Obamacare. Look at the post office. Look at the Veterans Affairs Department. They can't run things. They don't do it well. And when you give Chuck Schumer and you give all these other people right now the money and the ability like Podesta to do what they're doing, it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Jessica, last word. I've only got about 20 seconds or so.
Well, I would just encourage that as the oversight team exposes everything that is at the heart of the Biden regime's corruption, they have to follow through with accountability. And so the next 2 years are going to tee that up for hopefully a big wave in 2024 to bring accountability to all these bad actors that are hurting our country.
Yeah, accountability. Just we want to expose these things. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. I hope people do get a reality check on how bad our country's finances are as well, and do things. Maybe tackle things like maybe term limits or a balanced budget amendment or something like that. Thank you both for joining us tonight.